That and okay. Formal welcome to all of you. And we look forward to this beautiful session today on regrets. The topic for today is regrets. And I always ask a few people just to have my fun. I ask a few people, okay, who all over here living without regrets? Raise your hand. So, you know, a few of the people who've been following me will hopefully be raising their hands right now. But otherwise, I normally find that no, it's so difficult. It is so. I like that. I like that. I can see you, Radha. So wonderful that people have actually been able to look at everything with this new set of eyes, with the new perspective, and to understand not being tied down by regrets. But those of you who haven't understood, well, today is the day that we'll talk about it. What is it? How many different places do we have regrets? Some people have regrets for their entire life. They've spent their life in a way that they constantly think about what if this was different? What if that was different? Sometimes we have regrets related to work, sometimes in a relationship life would have been so much more different. Okay, let me see who all want to speak. Hands up. So Sachin, you have a hand up. Please go ahead.
No, no, that was just for you when you said that whoever is living without regrets,
Oh,
they.
sweet. Oh, I love that. I like that. I wasn't even looking there. I was looking at the screens and I'm suddenly like, you have a hand up. Oh, that is it. See, we are learning the new technology. That I am so glad to hear that you are living without regrets. So I was talking about how we have regrets in so many different areas of our lives. Sometimes we have regrets for work. Sometimes we have regrets for family. I wish I'd chosen a different person to marry. If I hadn't got married to this and I had got married to that, life would have been so different. Sometimes we have regrets that we've created something for the other. For example, we've created sorrow for somebody else, we've created pain in somebody else's life, and we have regrets about those incidents, and we don't know what to do about it. So, as we go along, the same place that I'm going to go back to, and that's the energy pot. What do regrets cause in us? They cause in us pain, they cause in us anger. It is a suffering that regrets give us each time we go into that memory. And so, next time, or rather, today onwards, when we go into that memory, first we will wear our new pair of glasses, right? Which are the new pair of glasses? The one that always talk about looking within. So, as we look within, what is the question to ask? What is the emotion that I'm feeling when I look at that regret in my life? Mostly, the relationship with regret and emotion is that of sadness. You will be feeling sadness, you will be feeling some kind of, heaviness. Oh, I sacrificed so much for some person, and then look what they've done for me. They did nothing at all. And so you regret having spent that much time, investing that much time in a relationship, investing that much money into some place which didn't work out for you. And then your mind goes to the several other options that you had, and that's where the regrets are created. So as the regrets are created, what is it that we are going to talk about? We are going to talk about looking within, and with the looking within comes in this: whatever is in my energy field is going to be created outside. So, if in my energy field I am holding sadness and pain, then somebody, whether it is X, Y, or Z, if it's my energy, then that I would have received whatever I received. I could have married not this person and that person, I would have still received exactly the same. Why would I have received that same? Because that's my energy. I haven't changed my energy. If I haven't changed my energy, how can the outside be different? So once we start to understand, the roles and the actors will start to move away. We don't need to put any finger outside, no blame on somebody. Whatever happened was a play of your energy. You will also understand, together tied with this sometimes, is this energy of sacrifice. As we talk about sacrifice, again, whether it be a small sacrifice or a big one, it's a very large burden on our heart. Whatever name you give to it, because of sacrifice, you had to cut some part of your heart. You had to stop yourself from some happiness to give something to the other. And I say you could have given everything on this earth, but if you ever did it from the energy of sacrifice, then guess what the other person is going to receive? The other person is not going to receive that joy. He's instead going to receive that heavy energy of sacrifice from you. So when you think about regrets, that, oh, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had not done this, let go of the blame that you put on yourself, because you are not doing anything to anyone that experience which has not been asked by that person. Whatever is working for you, it's also working. The same the same fundamentals of energy are working for each one of us. So if you have created an experience for someone, it's not your fault. They were to get that experience from somewhere, and you simply happened to be the actor that gave them the experience. So let that burden be lifted off your chest. It's not you, it's about the experience that was chosen by them, and you simply became somebody, the deliverer, the medium through which the experience can happen. Now, the second part, when you hold resentment against somebody because you invested so much time, so much money, either let's talk about a business where you put in money and now that's not working out for you, and you're like, oh my God, I put in my golden years into that business and look where it's brought me. Or if somebody has created an experience for you, a person, then again, the resentment for that external body can be released today. If you didn't hold that energy with you, they couldn't have created that experience for you. So let go of the anger that you're holding for that other person. And the only place where all of these manifestations belong is our energy field, that energy pot that I constantly talk about. Always only one thing to do. Every time you notice something, every time there is something that's bubbling up for you, which is bringing you anger, which is bringing you regret, you've got to look into it and start to release it. Regrets mostly are with people where we have a large part attachment, or with missions, with projects where we have large part attachments. What to do with the attachment? We already spent a lot of time thinking about it, and hopefully all of you've done that process as well. This is the next step. In some bucket, you still haven't let go of the actors. You're still holding on to, he did that to me. Of course he did that to you, but who was the energy that was pushing from behind? Who was the person who was the director of that entire movie? Only your energy, only you. And now, when you start to understand that you can work your energy and you don't need to work in two separate areas, you both can work together. So, once you start to recognize that, that's when you will operate more from the energy space. That's when you wear those new glasses, which are, I am energy and I am the body too. And so, what is it that I am feeling? I'm going to now make a conscious, aware change of that feeling. I'm going to change that regret. I'm going to let go of that actor, and I'm going to center myself within, in the energy of Meenal, in the energy of abundance, in a lot of love, in in the frequency of total masti. So that's the only point that I have to make about the word regret. It's a very, very large burden that we carry. But when we carry burden for any emotion, whether it's fears or it is guilt or it is regret, any emotion that we are carrying the burden for, we simply haven't processed the emotion. And sometimes people say, no, no, I processed this thought several times. I've looked at all the options I have. I've done this, I've done that. Well, you've processed the thought from the actions perspective. I need to create a better future for myself. All of these are actions. I need to make, I need to make my working better. This is not the action that I'm asking you to do. My action is always related with the emotion with which you are going to take this forward. And if the emotion is that of joy, then that person with whom you were holding regret, that person is released from that role, even if it means that that person is no longer a part of our lives. It doesn't matter, because the energy that you are holding needs to be released, and that's always the action that needs to be taken. The action of observing the emotion, and then the action of processing the emotion. I'm feeling sadness. I'm going to release the sadness into the candle. I'm blaming this person. I'm going to shift that to understand that it's my energy field that created this. My whole point of this webinar is that every week I give you this reminder. It's you, it's you, it's you. Who am I in your life? Nothing but that frequency of guidance which is growing larger and larger in your pot. I'm that energy of guidance that you so love. So, what do I have in your life? I have a role. I have nothing else but a role. I am still you. I am still your frequency of guidance that's showing up. So, you have so much love for me just because I happen to have a nice role in your life. Well, to all the people that you've not given such nice roles to, be thankful that they took those roles. Be very thankful. You must have come to me with a villain role, and I said, nah, don't want it. So then you had to give me this nice role. And that's all that there is. But for those people who've taken on those villain roles, much more necessary, because they are taking you to the path of knowing. Because they are the ones, when you get so worked up, that's when you come to these nice frequencies of guidance. And that's where you start to find your own path of inner joy. So, letting go today of all the regrets, all the boyfriends, all the girlfriends, all the career options that you could have taken into the candle, this whole regret piece. At that point in time, no matter what you did, no matter what you went with, no matter who you went with, the outcome would have been the same. The outcome would not have changed. The outcome can only change with a change in your energy. And you'll watch, as you start to change your energy, there will be fewer and fewer regrets. So for now, that, let me see if you have any. Oh, no questions today. Wow, that's a lucky day for me today, because by now there's like 40 new questions running up over here. When no questions, I assume everybody has understood everything that there was to understand. So it's a very happy and joyous moment for me. The webinar can finish now. Oh well. Um, Before we finish, today we go into a longer meditation. Okay. So everybody, now just a deep breath, because we are going to be releasing all these regrets right away today in the now. So as we begin, I'm going to ask you to put your fingers to your forehead and start tapping over here. I want you to tap over here. And as you tap over here, understand that there's my energy, the frequency of Meenal, the energy of joy, the energy of abundance. You're opening the portal for you to accept more of that energy in today. So take a few deep breaths and let out your deep breaths. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. As you are done tapping, you can stop the tapping now As you are done tapping, now observe. There's a beautiful ray of light that has started to come through your forehead. A beautiful ray of light through your forehead. And it's entering from there and it's starting to spread through your body. From the forehead to the face, down the neck, into your body, into your arms, into your stomach, into your chest, every part of your body starting to receive, into your legs, into your sex organs, into your feet. And as this beautiful light is spreading, this frequency of Meenal, carrying pure joy and abundance with it, as this beautiful light is spreading, look into different parts of your body and see if you find any heaviness. There might be a dark shade somewhere in some part of your body. And simply look through it. Look at it and shine this beautiful light on it. Wherever you are holding these judgments about yourself, about another, shine that light on those parts of the body that are holding these judgments. Look into your heart, look into your stomach, look into your kidneys, wherever you might find some darkness. There might be some judgments that are going to come up for release today. So shine this light, this beautiful light of joy on those parts and collect those dark parts. This light will collect those dark parts. And as it flows through your body, it's going to go right out. From your body out into thin air. You are releasing all that you hold that doesn't serve you. All the heavy energies of regrets, all the heavy energies of judgment, all the heavy energies of sacrifice, releasing now. This beautiful ray of light is carrying with it this new energy of joy, of knowing, all the answers becoming clear to you in the now. All the answers will always be available to you in this beautiful frequency. You're opening the portal for allowing this light to walk through every cell of your body. Experience this light and watch your body and almost imagine what it is that your inside looks like as it gets illuminated with this beautiful light. In the now, your life in the now is filled with joy. In the now, your life has all the answers. In the now, you are able to see every blockage of yours and you are able to release it. In the now, you are clear. Clear of all emotions of regret, clear of all emotions of judgment for yourself. Releasing all judgments for the self in the energy of Meenal, becoming light and lighter and lighter. And now, slowly and consciously, bringing a beautiful smile to your face. Oh, money. Wonderful. So, more work that is done in the subconscious is being done with this energy of Meenal. I implore you again and again, each time, whenever you wish, whenever things are not working out for you, whenever you are not feeling good, simply take from this energy. I am the energy of Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. Just these three lines again and again. Somebody wrote to me today saying that I feel guilty of taking so much energy and only when I need it. Are, take any time. It's there in the environment, it's available. There's a TV tower that's emitting this beautiful energy. Just simply all that you have to do is to change your channel and to start taking from here. This is your frequency. When you start to play a television channel, it doesn't belong. You're not constantly thinking, oh, I'm watching only Sony. And why am I not watching another television channel? You will watch whatever you like, except that now you can choose to watch what you like. Earlier, you didn't have a choice, and now you can choose this because in this energy, there's a lot of joy. I see something. What do? I have the regret of abdication of responsibility. Regret is a regret. Um, okay, and somebody wants self-forgiveness. Has that been already answered for you through the? I didn't read that, but Sachin, is that answered to you through the meditation itself? Self forgiveness, just forgiving yourself because you were simply an actor. You were an actor for that other person. There is no forgiveness needed. In unawareness, we are constantly playing actors to each other. Forget unawareness. We are always playing actors to each other. I'm an actor to you right now. But in unawareness, I don't know what to do with my emotion. I'm going to continue to play an actor for you, but this time inside, I can choose to be at peace while giving you help. And if I give you help, but only in the body, and if my energy is still sending you a lot of love, yes, you will receive both, but you will receive that 1% of, of whatever role that you've asked me to play, and 99% you will receive love from me. So self forgiveness is only needed when you hold yourself responsible. But I'm telling you that in that energy of theirs, they chose you to do this for them. So the both of you had an experience. You have an experience where you feel, oh my God, now you need forgiveness. And they have an experience where they feel, oh my God, why did I even go ahead with this fellow? So both of you have created different experiences for each other. The question always remains to ask, what am I feeling? And from that question will emerge the next step, which is the candle. So there is nothing, at least in my understanding, if all of us are playing roles and our energies are choosing the experience, then we don't have to forgive ourselves for anything. It is a play. It is a play of energy. It's a movie that we are participating in. In a movie, if somebody plays a villain, do they actually go around apologizing to people? Hey, I'm so sorry I played a villain. I'm so sorry I played a villain. No, it's a role. There is no need for self forgiveness. I often forgive myself, but I look extremely selfish to those who suffered of me. And then I feel guilty. Well, guess what? You have to release into the candle that guilt that you are feeling, that you can't be what's with my tongue today? The guilt that you are feeling is sitting in your energy, and you have to release that. They were first showing you all the burden of something else. You release that. You started to feel selfish, and you started to feel pretty good about it. But what else is sitting in your energy that now they have to start showing to you? Their role you have just changed. Hey, don't work on the regret side, now work on the guilt side. So then they will start to show you guilt. Again, the finger not on them, that they are showing you guilt. They're simply showing you that work is done. Now do this little bit of work on guilt as well. So then you will work on the guilt exactly the same way. Release the guilt. On hindsight, I have the regret, guilt of abdication of responsibility, that I should have done more. From that energy, that's all that you could have done. And so you did. And so you can let go. If they chose to experience something despite you're doing 10%, 20%, if they are choosing to go through an experience, bloody hell, you can't do anything to change their experience. They want to change their experience, it will be from their energy. What is their experience causing? What emotion is it causing in you? That's the only part that you can change for yourself. So change that for yourself, and then you will be done with guilt. You will find, of course, that as you internally let go of the guilt, those people, if they are still around, that role will change as well. They will take a few tests of yours, and then they will let go, because as they try to tune you into guilt, if there is no guilt within you, if you've already released everything to the candle, there will be a test. No guilt. All right, then the new emotion can start to play. And then we have, I have hurt someone and have caused problems in their life. I now forgive myself, but he keeps threatening me. So how can I get rid of that fear? We have a beautiful story about that somebody came to me. There were goons sitting in his house, and because he had lost a lot of money in business, and there were goons sitting in his house, and they were threatening him and his children and his family. And then what did I tell him? I said, get rid of your shame, get rid of your guilt, get rid of your fears. And that's it. That's all that you have to do. Shame, guilt, fears, and go ahead in this frequency of Meenal, and nothing will happen. Well, guess what? He did the work on himself, went back to his home. The goons were there that day, and then he told them exactly the same thing that he had been telling them all along. He told them, I don't have the money. But that's exactly what he'd been telling them all the time. And then what happened? They heard him out that day, and they never came back from the next day onwards. Why didn't they come back from the next day onwards? What changed? Only the energy. And what changed in the energy? He had to let go of his fears into the candle. So let go of fears or anything that's bothering you. Use the candle. If it doesn't work for you once, somebody called me up today and said, oh, I used it once, it didn't work for me. So I said, okay, then, and what are you doing after that? So I stopped using it. Okay, then that's a choice that you made. So if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean that you stop doing it. It actually means you start doing it 15 times in a day. Because if this is the kind of fear that you're carrying with you, then doing the candle once might not be enough. You might need to take an overdose of this medicine. And so do that. One. Now, how does one get over regret of missing out? Like I had to miss today morning webinar because I had a call. Oh, well, you were not meant to attend that call. That call was very special. You're not that special. Well, does that now see what emotions am I creating in you now? And as you find yourself to be not that special, whatever emotions come up into the candle, we will always get the answers, whether this webinar or not this webinar. You tune into the frequency and you will be able to receive the answers from the frequencies. I'm pretty useless in all of this. I just come over here because I have a lot of free time. But apart from this, you will receive all the answers that you need when you're in the frequency of Meenal. That frequency has guidance in it. It has healing in it. So every time that you use that, you're going to be able to give healings, give unconditional love, give guidance, receive guidance. So let go of the FOMO. And of course, now I'm making you feel even worse than before. What about the regret of failing yourself, of not performing up to your potential? Of course, you can't put, so here it is, that if you are sitting with this energy pot and you've put your expectation over here, that I need to perform like that, This is a simple case of expectations. We've already covered that in our webinar of expectations, and expectations from yourself, that I must do this or otherwise I will be failing. Well, let go of the expectation. When you work from that fearlessness, when you work from that freedom, you will actually find that you go, you surpass your own expectation. It might not be the limited way that you thought that you would receive something, but you will. Once you let go of expectations from yourself and you flow, you will be in joy so much more when you do any little work. So whatever work you did, you might have done it to the best of your capability, or you might not have done it to the best of your capability. But let go of the guilt, let go of this burden that you have to maintain a certain standard. We have a very limited version of what perfection looks like. If I tell you to simply imagine a house, imagine your perfect house. There are 40 people or 50 people in here, and then all of them will imagine a different thing. So the perfection is different for every person. So your limited version of perfection, let go and simply flow with whatever is happening. Put joy into what you do rather than expectation that it needs to be a certain level. That joy itself will carry to the other person, and you will sometimes not even put in so much effort and receive so many more compliments that you otherwise wouldn't have received for the project that you are doing. In that, if you didn't get uh, something with my tongue today, didn't if you didn't get appreciation from others, then you only have to give appreciation to yourself. I love myself. I am awesome. Whatever I do is awesome. No matter how I do it, it is awesome because I am awesome. So we've lost that question. Please, whoever was that last question, was it yours, Aparna?
It was my question. Okay, I sometimes, with all this awareness, I'm working consciously in this awareness, but I have this crazy outburst at times, which gets triggered with a little bit of most insane point. The triggers are very insane, but somewhere when you deep down go into it, it's ego related and lack of tolerance.
Okay.
But the gap has increased over the period of time. But so I don't know. It's not, I have no regret. I don't even blame anybody. And I'm shameless about it. But it's a first. And I put the other person through a lot of grief.
Okay.
So it's like vomiting on somebody else and having no regret about it.
Okay. So please,
I don't know. But
so even as you're vomiting on somebody else, and so beautifully you have no regret about it, is there any other emotion that you have?
it just feels as if I'm standing for my individuality, where I don't want to get thumbed down. Okay. Or I want to have a voice.
Yeah. Because you're touching upon a point of separation. When you feel the separation from the other, that's when you must have a voice. That's when you want to fight the world, because the world is going to suppress you. So this program that you have, where you need to have a voice, you go overboard. You go ahead and vomit just to make sure that you are heard, just to make sure that your point comes across, just to make sure that that person doesn't take you for granted. So when we are, so much fighting for our own right, then somewhere we have this program, and it might be coming from filters of other lives where we were suppressed, where we didn't have a voice. But this is not one of those lives. And if it is, then you need to work on many different aspects of yourself. If you don't have a voice today, if somebody is not letting you speak, then you have to look within to see what all emotions are coming up over there, and you have to work through it so that those outside roles can change. But if you're actually okay about having a voice, nobody has stopped you from having a voice, and yet you feel this impulsive rage and this impulsive need to talk so much and to put the other person down, then go into that oneness place You are playing a role for them. They just played a role for you. I simply go, how to come into oneness? I simply go and send them a lot of unconditional love. After I've just screamed at somebody, I'll close my eyes and send them unconditional love. After I've murdered somebody, I close my eyes and send them unconditional love. Yes, I can still do it if I've murdered somebody, because I've only killed the body. Their energy will still accept my unconditional love towards them. So, jokes apart, but this is the actual answer, that when there is separation and our journey is towards love to ourselves, and as we start to feel that love to ourselves, we will actually start to feel less and less separation from the other as well. Love to ourselves brings us into love with another. Um, I got another long question. Oh, what is the need of drinking ever when you're already feeling drunk in me energy? I couldn't hear anything that you said after the meditation because I was again intoxicated and laughing uncontrollably. Perfect. We'll ask the question now. If there were people in my life earlier with respect to whom I had a lot of resentments, but they are now not acting as triggers, I'm not feeling any anger, etc. Yet I know that if they come back in my environment, I most likely am going to feel the same rage again. So how do I release those emotions right now? Just in the energies, imagine. Imagine that they are in your life today. Imagine that they are saying all those things that used to create the rage in you. Imagine that today. Process all of that emotion today itself. You will feel the rage, sit with the candle and release it. The process remains the same, whether it's for a past or it's for a future. What you're asking is, how do I candle something that might happen in the future? Through imagination. How do we clear what happened, the blockages that happened in the past? Through imagination. So the process remains the same. What do you do when you can't thank someone who's triggered a negative emotion in you or have any gratitude for them? What do you do when you can't thank someone? You haven't understood the role that that actor is playing. So you have to first understand why you gave them that role. You came with that energy, you gave them that role. Now they took the role. Now you're like, I can't thank them for taking the role. Well, don't thank them, but understand that you gave them the role. When you understand, each of these people will become really easy to thank. Okay, I chose you as my boyfriend because you had to play that role for me, because that's my energy. You had to cheat me because in my energy there is mistrust, so you had to cheat me. How otherwise will I know what energy I'm holding? If there is a lot of suppression, then again that suppression and all those feelings are in my energetic field. You can't thank them. Okay, that's all right. At least start to do the candle to release that suppression so that those poor people can be absolved of the role that they are currently holding. Somebody, I too had a question. What if I get guilt of not have Suparna? What is this question? What if I get guilt of not having any guilt for not being a typical sacrificing mom? So are you having guilt or are you not having guilt? Or are you having guilt of not having guilt? Well, whatever it is, if it's guilt, go ahead, release it. The typical sacrificing mom, what the hell is that? There is no typical sacrificing mom. If you have the energy, the heavy burden of sacrifice, whether you're a mom or a dad or a grandparent or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you will be doing it. If you don't carry that heavy burden of sacrifice, then you won't be doing it, no matter what your role is. You are a mom. Who is a mom? Somebody who simply gave birth to people. Those people who are in your house, they have a role for you, and that's it. There's no mother, there's no father. There's simply roles for each other. So, in that role, if you're eating up all the food in the house as a mother and not feeling guilty about it, that's perfect. Go ahead. Those others must have asked for this experience. So now I think we've answered all questions. For people who are joining new, that question that how can I be thankful, and if I'm not feeling thankful, those are all the new people who don't understand how the energy works. please go watch some of my first few videos. The first one is on anxiety and depression, and that kind of explains how this energy works. We are an energy field, and we are carrying our energy everywhere. So, everybody, all done. And then I'm so happy that you guys could join back again. Thank you so much for being here. Lots and lots of love to you. I look forward to meeting you again next Saturday. And to some of you who are going to be joining the course with me on Monday, it's going to be such a blast. So, this is so funny because in my course, normally I talk about tools, I give tools to everybody, and I never follow up on people. You do it, great. You never do it, it's absolutely fine. But for these 30 days, I've been told, no, you have to drag them along. So be prepared for all of those who are going to be a part of my course. Be prepared for being dragged along. And lots of love to all of you. See you soon.